What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Pat Benatar, and we're going back to her 1984 album Tropico, and we're up to the final tune, which is Taking It Back, though I should point out there's a bonus track included in the folder, shout out to Han Solo, and it's Love in the Ice Age, so we'll look forward to that next time. But yeah, for the final regular tune on the album, Taking It Back, I gotta point out I've reacted to a hardcore track by this name way back when I started this channel, and indeed I think I might have reacted to it on my old channel, but it samples a line from the Goonies, you know, Mouth, Corey Feldman's, like, this one right here, this was my wish, my dream, and it didn't come true, so I'm taking it back, I'm taking them all back. So anytime I see this phrase, my brain goes there, which was reinforced by that hardcore tune of the last few years, so. But yeah, presumably there's no connection to that here, but it is the idea of something formerly possessed by, given away, or otherwise moving into some other domain, someone else's control, or just into, you know, the happenstance of natural events. Nevertheless, recapturing it, reclaiming it maybe for one's own purposes or for one's own touchstone. I wonder, you know, what I'll be able to pick up on a first listen, but it's a evocative and interesting concept to start a tune with, so let's hear it. This is Pat Benatar from her 1984 album Tropico, and the last track is Taking It Back. Feels very specific.
It was faces, people, and jackets and ties who thought of you and they made love to their wives. Somehow it wasn't what you had in mind. Tell them you're taking it back, so they might as well get used to the idea. You're taking it back, those who wanna when things are over. You gotta know how to play but yourself.
I like the stripped down feel of those sections.
Everybody shared the dream, but when it came time to share the nightmare, they were conveniently nowhere to be seen. Tell them you're taking it back, so they might as well get used to the idea. You're taking it back, those cooperating days are over. You gotta know how to play it but yourself, so don't put it on nobody else. Put it behind you. Start over today.
Maybe targeted, but I suppose a story that could be applied in a lot of cases. Feels otherworldly and baroque at the same time.
What they gave you was exactly what you wanted. And just to be fair, you know that some of it's true. That's why you gotta be careful about your wishes. Take your time and think them over. Sometimes those wishes just might come true.
like that, and a cool album ender, although a bit of a rapid fade for the last track on an album. It's like, oh, sorry, the record's over. Like, someone else was coming in. We had to leave. But yeah, like I said, it seems like the kind of song when it seems to refer to another celebrity, maybe even another musician specifically, that you always wonder, like, is this about someone? Again, I suppose it's a story that probably has played out in different times and places with, different variations. But the idea of someone starting, I mean, literally, I reacted to a Black Alicious track. What's it called? I'll look it up in a moment. It's the same story. It's someone who like started with genuine drive, genuine like vision, and they were gonna do things that hadn't been done before, and really started to do that, and people started to take notice, and suddenly they got a lot of money and a lot of fame thrown at them very quickly, and they got everything they asked for and more. And suddenly, and to use the Black Alicious example to explain, the paradigm that I'm thinking this fits into, suddenly he's rapping about cars and big stacks of money, and it's like the lyrical creativity and the ingenuity that brought him that attention and those accolades and indeed those riches has fallen by the wayside, and suddenly it's just about the indulgence and the very sort of rapid onset affluence. And so it sounds like here it's kind of the same thing, like the drive was lost, and the art became something that was less significant. But here it sounds like there's a personal connection too, like there used to be cooperation or collaboration, but because of the hollowing out of that ambition or that creativity, the narrator is saying, like, there's no more of that. Those days are over, and you only have yourself to blame. But hey, leave it all behind you. You could start over, and if people don't like it, you can tell them to get used to it, and you can begin again. So it feels like, in a way, like critical, but also encouraging, or also restorative. So yeah, again, maybe there's some elements here that I'm missing. Maybe it doesn't quite fit into that paradigm like I'm thinking. But again, I've heard other tunes, and like most notably, I'm thinking of that Black Alicious track, which really like hit on that idea of sometimes people get everything they want, everything they wish for too quickly. So to go back again to the title, Taking It Back, I think recapturing maybe is the essence of the phrase here, or at least as I'm understanding it, the idea of finding that drive and that fire that people found interesting and wanted to be a part of to begin with. So I just have to look it up. I apologize, because again, if anyone, if this is a sort of relevant theme, okay, oh, Deception, that's what it's called. It's called Deception. I reacted to it a very long time ago, almost 2 years ago. Nevertheless, yeah, the themes as I heard them here seem to be running in a similar direction. And sonically, I loved it. As I said, the stripped down verses maybe in particular, but I also love the, the power of the chorus, and ultimately her voice. It wasn't the biggest vocal performance I've heard from her, but there was an extension near the end that really hit right, and just you can always like feel the intensity of her delivery, even when it's not like a full-on belt, if that makes sense. So yeah, once again, shout out to Han Solo. As I said, the next time we come back will be Love in the Ice Age, and then after that we'll have to see what we can do. But either way, I've enjoyed learning more about this artist who, going into this deep dive, there were a handful of tracks, Heartbreaker, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, and certainly Love Is a Battlefield. But to hear a number of other tracks, and We Belong, I think that was one that I listened to early on. I mentioned recently it's become like a big favorite, and I've been including it in playlists recently. So yeah, ultimately, big shout out to Pat. I think Luca's scratching on my door, so we'll go see what she's doing. Do let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.